So welcome. Oh wait, hang on, my head's cut off. Welcome, and I'll fix that. We'll get all the details worked out, all the bugs worked out. It may take a minute, but we'll get there. All right. Find a comfortable position to start, seated or reclining, and settle in. You can close your eyes or not close your eyes. I'm going to mess around with the camera position for a sec, so maybe you do want to close your eyes and watch the jiggling that is happening. And as you settle in, take a moment and feel the ground beneath you. So we've been talking a lot lately about like the characteristics in Ayurveda of the three different gunas or energies, the wind element, the fire element, and the water element. And so today, not surprisingly, we have the wind element featured a bit in excess. And in much the same way as it stirs up the leaves and all the stuff, it kind of stirs us up too. My one of our dogs, Rosie, our shepherd, she gets really weird in the wind sometimes, and she'll go outside and just like all of a sudden be really freaked out. And she doesn't want to come in, but she doesn't want to stay out, and she kind of doesn't know what she wants to do with herself. And that's sometimes how we feel in this, like at sixes and sevens, like we're not quite sure what to do, but feeling antsy. So if that is your experience, it might be, it might not. If that is your experience, but especially if it is, feel the tangible floor, earth, mat, whatever you're sitting on, chair beneath you. Sit tall, relax your shoulders, tune into the rhythm of your breathing. And check in to see where you are at this moment. Maybe you're noticing some other sense of energetic quality or sensation in your body, or as folks were talking about just before we started class, like a sense of lack of motivation, whatever it might be. Notice. We're not trying to change anything, not trying to fix anything. We are simply observing. And while you are the observer of you, lower your chin to your chest and slowly roll the head from side to side. Making half circles, 3/4 circles. Bring your chin back down to the chest and slowly raise the head. From here, turn, looking over one shoulder, nice and tall, looking over the other shoulder. Return to center, and then lower the chin to the chest and lift the head. Just like that. Lowering and lifting. of the whole spine. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, draw the navel in. Gently moving from top to bottom, waking up the muscles from the nape of the neck all the way down the back. Come to upright to center. Roll your ribs around generously. Then go the other way. Come back to center. Bring the arms down to the sides. Let's take a side bend. Right hand off to the side, left hand behind the head. And zip up the belly here. And we'll start from this side bend with a little bit of curling in. So see what feels right to you. Draw the navel in, bring the elbow toward the knee, nothing forced, just waking up this direction of movement. Inhaling, opening up, and exhale, drawing in. Go slowly if your back feels tight in this movement, or there's a tender spot or two. Move gently. The next time that you come back into the side bend, stay there. Reach the top arm up and over and breathe into the expansion on this side of your torso, the sides of the ribs and the waist. Deep breath into that whole side of the body. Reach your top arm straight up overhead like it's helping to lift you, and then release. Good. Left hand to the left side, right hand behind the head, and we'll start with the elbow to knee. Draw the navel in. Inhale, open up. We're in kind of a side bend. Exhale, draw the navel in, twist, and inhale, open, just like that. Any amount that feels right in your body today. Continue. And when you're ready, open up into the side bend, stay there, reach the top arm up and over, breathe while you're here, rooting down, lengthening up, and sending your generous breath and loving attention into the right side of the rib cage. Inhaling, exhaling. Breathing in, breathing out. Reach up, come to center, roll your shoulders up and back, down and around. And release. Let's come over onto hands and knees to tabletop. Kind of see how things are in that position. And let me know how that feels on knees and hands and everything since we're on a harder surface. Exhale, lift the navel, round the spine. Inhale, lift the heart, melt the shoulders. Cat-cow, moving with the breath. Take your time. The next time you're back in neutral, circle your hips and shoulders. Make any size circle that works for you. You can explore the boundaries of how large the circles are. You can make them any size you like. Go the other way. Just spiral in and out of larger, smaller circles. Make them swoopy and turn them into figure eights. And come back to center. Adjust the space between your knees so it works for you. So some bodies, as we get ready to go into child's pose, some bodies are happier with the knees closer together as you come back, and other bodies are happier with the knees wider apart. And it really depends on the architecture of your hip joint. Gliding back into child's pose and lingering here for a bit, relaxing the head, the neck, the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. While you're in child's pose, walk your hands over to the right. Add a gentle side stretch here. The hands can be separate, or if you want a little extra something in your stretch, place your left hand on top of your right. If the hands are stacked, make sure that your chest is facing the floor rather than rotating off to the side. So we get as much out of the stretch as feels appropriate on this side. Walk the hands to the other side, same thing. Hands walk over to the left. If you want to stack, the right hand is on top. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Walk your hands back to center. Slowly ease yourself back to tabletop, our hands and knees position. Separate the feet if the toes were together. And from here, tuck your toes underneath. Lift your hips, lift your knees. Take a moment in downward facing dog or kneeling puppy if that feels better. Kneeling puppy is simply leaving the shins on the mat rather than lifting the knees up. Bend and straighten one leg at a time, pedaling your feet in place here. Maybe coming up on the tiptoes and lowering down, and doing that a few times up on the tiptoes and lowering the heels down. Feel perhaps a little extra stretch in the backs of the legs. And one more time up on the tiptoes. Feel the stretch in the toes and lower the heels however far down they go. They may or may not touch. The touching part, not important for our yoga purposes. Root down into your hands, into your feet, lengthen your spine, and then slowly lower the knees back to the mat. From this position, bring your right knee into your chest and take your knee in a circle out to the side behind you and then back into your chest again. Make any size circle you like. If you're in the mood to make a small circle, make it small. If you want to make it as large as you can, make it look really large. Go the other way. And take your time as you move around the circle. And whatever size you're making, make one last one. Come back to center. Let's change sides. Draw the other knee into the chest, circling around. Does the knee go slowly sometimes and more quickly other times? Go the other way. If there's like a clicky thunky spot, see if you can move in a way that detours slightly around the funky spots. Back to center. Lean back with the hips, come into child's pose again. This time in our child's pose, we'll take our right hand and dive through. So this time, instead of a side bend, we'll get a little shoulder stretch. So while we're back here, you decide whether the palm is up or down. It's more in the back of the shoulder when the palm turns down, but sometimes that's not so comfortable and it works better for the palm to be up. You're the one inside your body. So see what you feel in terms of, oh, does this stretch my shoulder more? Does this feel pinchy somewhere? Anything that's pinchy, crowded, sharp, painful, that'll take over. That's like the veto. And is more important than, oh, well, this gets a little better stretch here. We move in a lot of different ways. This isn't the only way to get a shoulder stretch. Gently come up and change sides. Dive the other arm through, and again, your choice. Palm up or down, hips back and low, or hips higher. That'll give a bit more pressure. It may or may not feel good. So see what works in your body today. Most of all, breathe. Inhaling, exhaling. Take a few more breaths on this side and press into your mat and gently unwind. From here, walk the hands back up. We are once again in tabletop. And this time, take your right foot behind you. The leg is straight, the toes are tucked underneath, and we'll rock forward and back. So we've been doing a bit using the mat and our contact with it to stretch the back of the leg and stretch the toes. So as you rock forward and back, rock back. See if you feel that calf stretch, and whatever else you notice there. And then rolling over the ball of the foot to the toes, leaning forward a bit. See if you feel the toe stretch. Shrug your shoulders down. Breathe here. And zipping up the belly here. So we're building strength even as we're getting the extra bonus of the stretch in the leg. Bring that leg back, change sides. Send the other leg back behind you. So zipped up belly, neutral spine, shoulders shrugged down. Keep all of that loveliness as we start to rock forward and back. The next time you rock backward, pause a moment, feel the stretch in the back of the leg, maybe more in the calf. Breathe. And then roll over the ball of the foot to the toes. Feel the interesting sensation of the toe stretch. and release. From here, return to child's pose, back to symmetry. Drop the hips back, knees however wide they want to be, arms either stretching out in front of you or in another position of your choice. See what your body likes. Maybe you want to have straighter arms and lift up onto your fingertips. Maybe the palms are flat. Maybe the forearms are resting on your mat. Try something a little different than the way that you did earlier when we were in child's pose. Suss it out. Notice if there are any observable differences in this variation. And walk the hands back in. Let's return to our tabletop position once again. This is kind of our home base for right now. And we'll take a twist with the upper body. So this time, before when we were diving one arm through, we were doing it in contact with the mat so that we get the shoulder stretch. In this case, we're doing it so that without touching the mat, and so that we get the rotation in the spine. So we'll dive through, reach through, but not touch. And then let's say it's the right arm that's diving through. Now the right arm reaches up to the sky and we twist the other way. And we'll go in and out this way. Dive through and twist to the left and open up and twist to the right. Breathe as you move. Take it at your body's pace, in your body's way. When you're in the open twist, pause for a couple of breaths, shoulders shrug down, the arms reach wide, good, good. And lightly come back down and switch hands. Diving through, twisting to the right, opening up, twisting to the left. And continue, again, moving in your body's way at your body's pace. When you're ready, open up in the twist and take a couple breaths. Shrug your shoulders down, spread the arms wide. Breathe here. Release, bring the hands down. From here, let's step one foot. We'll step the right foot forward, come into a low lunge. And from our low lunge, add extra padding to the knee if your knee might appreciate that. Bring yourself to upright. I'll be with you in just a sec. I tweaked my knee last week, so I'm being a little extra cautious and babying it a bit. It feels fine until there's a certain angle I get on, and then it suddenly does not feel fine. Like everything's okay. Well, maybe not yet. All right, from here, from your low lunge, breathe. Inhale, lift the navel, lift the heart, raise the arms. Exhale, lower the arms. Just that. You can glide your hips forward and back. I'm not going to do that because I'm babying my knee, but you might glide your hips a little forward as you raise the arms and glide your hips a little back as you lower the arms. So there's just a hint of a little back bend in there, and then you're in neutral. The next time you raise the arms, stay right there. Now you might stay in that position. You might start to bring the right hand down to the right thigh and side bend over to the right. If that feels lovely and you want to lean into that sensation a bit more, you can take the right hand that's on from the thigh, and hold the raised left arm. So you're kind of tugging yourself into the side bend. Unwind, release, come back down, and then step forward with the other leg. Left foot forward. Zip up the belly as you come up. Find your upright, your neutral, and then inhale. Lift your heart. Perhaps the hips glide a little forward, but your abs are on. And then exhale, come on down. Inhale, raise the arm. Exhale, lower the arms. Just like that. Inhaling and exhaling. The next time your arms are overhead, stay right there. Breathe. You might place the left hand on the left thigh and side bend up and over in that same direction. Yeah, and breathe here. You might stay there, or you might take the left hand from the thigh and reach it up to hold the raised arm. You are in charge. See what feels right in your body for now. This side may have a different request than the other side. Unwind gently. Bring your hands down, either with the foot in the middle or the foot to the outside. Step back. Let's bring the right foot forward once again. So right foot forward. Easy for me to say, sure. Bring both hands inside the foot. And then use this as a bit of a hip stretch. Glide your pelvis forward and down. So you're in a fairly deep knee bend. Let your elbows bend and your forearms come closer to the mat. They may not touch, or maybe one touches, or maybe both forearms touch down. However it is, breathe. Play your edges, whatever movement is available there. Inhaling here and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Just like that. Take a couple more breaths here. And now start to press into the hands. Step the right foot back. Change legs. Left foot steps forward to the outside of the hands. You can scooch the foot a little forward, glide the hips a little forward to the extent that it feels like, okay, well, there's an interesting edge for me to play. And then stay there. And then see if the elbows want to bend a little or a lot. And play your edges here. Remember to breathe. I was talking a few weeks ago with Christine. We were commiserating around how our yoga practice has changed. And both of us, I know she teaches a strong flow practice still, and that's what my regular practice, and not so much my classes, but my regular practice was a lot of really strong vinyasa. And it shifted and changed over the years. And one of the things that we both realized, she's like, I can't do that thing with my shoulders that I used to be able to do and like hook my arms. I'm like, yeah, me neither. And it feels like it's not a good idea anymore. You know, there's some things that working toward doing more of feels like, okay, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do the thing, but I'm going to try it. And other things, excuse me, step the foot back, bring yourself to tabletop, and then either walk your hands forward in kneeling puppy, you're on your shins, Or if you like, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and take downward facing dog. Whichever variation speaks to you right now. But I realize that, it's partly like as we get older, we need to adjust our practice so we don't hurt ourselves. But it's also a sense of like gaining some wisdom and a sense of autonomy and agency in our own practice. When you're ready, come to standing in a forward bend with the knees bent, and slowly, oh, let's not come up yet. Hang on. I was in a little bit of a rush there, so I was telling my story. Stay folded. You might hold the arms and sway. You might be very still. Definitely have some bend, at least some bend in the knees, even if your hamstrings are 13 miles long. The bend in the knees will let you hinge more, let your back lengthen, and gravity gets to traction your spine a little bit. And press into the feet, slowly come up. And press down to rise up. And then once you're upright, let's see. Just make sure you can see like the whole everything. There we go. There. Once you're upright, stand tall on both feet. Roll your shoulders. Circle the arms up overhead. We'll take a big side bend. Take hold of the left wrist. Zip up the belly, up and over to the side, like you're lengthening upward. So one of the things that I guess is an indicator of an advanced practice is learning how to listen to the body. And that's really one of the great gifts that yoga can give us. And slowly come back up and switch sides, anchor, lift, up and over to the other side. Sometimes in the course of our regular day, we may not notice. We may notice if something's uncomfortable, or there's a twinge here or there. But sometimes it's not until we get into our yoga practice and we're breathing and noticing in those really more tuned in and subtle ways that we're like, oh, this side of my back is feeling a little tighter than usual, or it's easier to move in this direction than I'm used to, whatever it might be. As you come back to center, roll the shoulders once again, generously up, back, down, and around. And let's set up for a half sun salute. So standing, you might be standing toward the front of your mat. I'm going to stand this way just because it's easier to see. And then inhaling, circle the arms up, rooting down into the earth, reaching to sky above. Exhale, fold down as low as you choose. Pause when you're low, and then come halfway up, pressing into your feet, zipping up your belly, maybe leaning forward a touch. Pause when you're here, but keep breathing. And then slowly fold back down again. Relax your head and your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. Pause there. Press into your feet. Knees are bent at first as you slowly come up. Press into your heels. Circle your arms up. Reach to the sky and hands to your heart. Good, just like that, rooting down. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Pause. Exhale, fold down low. For just a moment, pause. Inhale, halfway up. Pause. Exhale, back down. Pause. Inhale all the way up and pause. Exhale, hands to your heart and pause, just like that. Inhale, circle your arms and pause. Exhale, fold down low and pause. Inhale, halfway up and pause. Exhale, back down low and pause. Press into your heels, zip up your belly, come all the way up and pause. Exhale, hands to your heart and pause. One more time. You know what to do. Take it at your own pace. You can add or subtract the pauses, add or subtract time. Make sure you're breathing and moving. You can make up a movement if you want. When you are ready, return to your upright position. Let your arms and shoulders relax. Take your feet a little bit wider, and we'll make circles with the hips, allowing the knees to bend as we move. Then the other way. Good. From this position, let's take the feet wider still. You might turn the toes and the knees out a bit as you bend your knees and come into a high squat. Shrug the shoulders, hands on the thighs. Shrug to one side on the exhale and center with the inhale. To the other side as you exhale and center with the inhale. Just like that. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. One more time. Then press into your feet, zip up your belly, slowly straighten your legs, come all the way up to stand. Circle your arms, take a breath in, bring your hands to your heart. Release your arms. Bring your feet so they're facing forward, but still fairly wide apart. Bend your knees enough that as you fold down, your hands can touch the floor. If you prefer to not be that low, you can add blocks or a bench or something underneath your hands if you like being less upside down. From this position, your hands will stay roughly in the same spot. We'll start by just moving the legs, rocking side to side lunge. Feel free to squiggle your feet wider or closer as makes it interesting for you. Now let's add the hands moving. So as you bend your right knee, your hands are walking over to the bent knee side. Pause. And then as you shift up and over, your hands walk over to that leg. And just like that. You can bend a little, you can bend a lot. You can do the movement more slowly or more quickly. See what works and feels right for your body. And maybe, and I don't know because I'm not in your body, but you are. Maybe when you walk over to the right side next time, place your right hand on your hip. Root down into your feet. There's a little bit of a twist happening. Lengthen your spine so it's more neutral. Then fold it over and round it. Relax that effort. Walk your hands over to the left side. And zip up the belly, root down into your feet. Left hand on your hip. Lengthen your spine. And then add a little twist with your chest. See how it feels. Go just to the point where it where it's acceptable to your body today, maybe even enjoyable. Unwind, release, come on back to center, and at whatever width your feet want to be, let your torso hang forward. Now, if you like to hang forward and let it be low, you can have it low. If you want it to be higher, you can go higher, moving the hands to either a prop or to your legs. Breathing in, breathing out, and slowly, gently. We've been low for a bit, so take your time. There's no rush as we prepare to come upright. Slow and steady. Once you're all the way upright, bring your feet back in. Give your legs and your hips and your shoulders and your arms and your everything a shake, a wiggle, maybe a stomp. With the feet your own comfortable width apart, knees are soft and we swing the arms. Let the momentum of the arm swing be, again, at your pace. You might shift your weight from leg to leg. See how it feels. If your body says, no, I want to stand firmly on both feet, you can do that. If you like to sway, you can do that. Come on back to center, release. Root down into your feet. Inhale, reach out, reach out. Hands to your heart, exhale. 2 more circles just like that. Root down and inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your pelvis. Walk your feet in to a comfortable distance apart, feet facing forward. Shift over to your right foot with your left knee bent. And from here, we'll reach forward with the toes and then come back. Reach out to the side, like if it's the left foot, it's the left side, and then back to center. Reach behind you and come on back to center. And then go backwards with the same leg. Reach back again and then to center. You're allowed to lean any which way you like. Reach out to the side and center. Reach out in front and center. Other leg, start to the front. As far as you can lean back. It's like dipping your toe in the water and back. Out to the side, you can lean, that's okay. And center. Reach back, tap the toe somewhere and center. Start to the back and we go the other way. And center, yeah. Out to the side again, good. And center, to the front and center. Good, come back to leg number 1. Lift the knee. Take it out to the side. Any height it wants to go. It might want to be low. It might want to be higher. And then here's the interesting balance challenge. Bring the knee around the back and then reverse it. So it's kind of the movement we did with the leg, but we're doing it with the knee. You could do this with the foot. With a straighter leg, you could do it with a more or less bent knee. A circle out to the side and behind you, or a half circle, and then a reverse circle. Stand on your foot, shake your legs out, breathe. Especially if that caused any stress, breathe. Standing on the other foot. So if it feels unsteady, start small. See, you can go with the foot in half circles, starting at the front and then going backwards. You can do this with the bent knee at any height. But there's a little bit of a pivot that needs to happen if we're doing it with the knee, right? The foot has the ability to make a continuous arc without the leg feeling like it's doing a lot of rotation. But if you're doing it with the knee, definitely things have to swing around a little in a different way. And then touch back down, shake the legs out, wiggle your arms, your shoulders, shake out anything, any leftover anything after that last movement. Let's take a forward bend. Feet as wide as you like, any kind of bend in your knees. Hold the elbows if you like. Let the arms hang if that feels better. And again, this can be held in stillness or with swaying or gentle movement. Hey, Tim, am I hallucinating geese? Am I hallucinating geese? Are there geese or am I hearing something? Oh, it's children. Children are in the rec center. I thought they were geese out in the distance. All right, release and slowly come up. See, you guys are all here as I slowly devolve into insanity. I'm glad you're here with me. Roll the shoulders. And then we're going to come down to hands and knees once again. So we'll start in whatever feels like a comfortable parking space for your body, if you will. So if your body loves tabletop, is really comfortable there, use that. If your body likes child's pose, if that feels more restful, go there. Or the kneeling puppy version, anything in that realm, roughly speaking, that feels like it's an opportunity for your body to settle in and relax a moment. Slowly, gently, come back to our tabletop and then lay yourself down on your belly any way you like. Kind of squiggle and lower and be gentle. And as you lower and land, if it feels more comfortable to have a blanket underneath your pelvis, it can make both the pelvis, the whole pelvic area and the bones of your hips feel more comfortable. It could also make your back feel more comfortable. Bring your forearms in a cactus-like position so they're off your mat just a bit. And then a wide sphinx position as we come up. So first, zip up your belly, send your pubic bone towards your mat, engage your muscles in your legs and reach your big toes back behind you. Keep that engagement in your lower body, but nothing is moving. And then slowly peel your head up. It's like you have a puppet string on the top of your head, and it's very gently being pulled forward and gradually up. So you peel up, and then that peeling up brings your chest up as well. Your hands will press a little, and then slowly back down. Now let's test the waters. How does it feel if you bring your forearms in closer? Now for me, if I bring my forearms in closer, I usually tuck them a little bit lower toward my waist than when they're in cactus arms. See what works for you. Palms down again and peel yourself. Like there's that puppet string tugging you, gradually lifting, chest lifting, and then slowly lowering back down again. If your body has a strong preference between the arm positions, Use the one that your body prefers. Peeling up, inhaling. However high is your stopping point, stay right there. Take a couple breaths. Zipped up belly, strong legs, and then slowly lower back down. Let's do it again. Peeling up. Now this time, you are welcome as you come down to rearrange the hands. So options, if it feels like, ooh, this is a bit much back bend, I need more support, you might take your arms more forward. So it's more of a sphinx position. When you come up, the arms do more work, the back muscles, not as much work, they're kind of held by the arms. If you want to give your back a chance to do more strengthening, then get ready to raise the arms. Peel yourself up, lift the head, the neck, the shoulders, and then raise the hands so they're hovering off the mat. Lower back down. And we'll do this a few times. Peeling up, hover, lower back down gently. If you want, add the legs. So as your head and chest peel up and your hands might peel up, your toes also, legs stay straight. And lower back down. Zip up the belly and squeeze the glutes. If your back or hips start having a spaz, give them a moment to recover. Hold wherever you are, resting or working. Slowly come down if you're lifted. Bring your hands near your chest, tuck your toes underneath. Zip up your belly and slowly press up any way you like. Press up off your mat and back to child's pose. Again, knees at the spacing that suits your body. Ease your way out of that and flip over so we're on our backs. As you lie down on your back, take a moment to hug your knees and rock side to side. We saved some of our stuff on the back for the end here. As you hug your knees in, rock gently, relax your neck, let your head roll. Place your feet down flat on the mat. Let your arms relax. So we got our upper back strengthening back bend done just a moment ago when we were flipped over. This is our back massaging back bend, and we'll use a curling up and down in bridge pose. So remember, this isn't meant to be our big strengthening back bend so much as it's meant to massage our back. So the way that we move makes a difference. Press into your feet, start to curl your tailbone up, squeeze your glutes, let the glutes lift, then the low back, then the back ribs. Maybe your shoulder blades start to peel up, maybe your arms start to lift a bit. And when you're ready to come down, your arms will lower unless they're already down, your shoulder blades, your back ribs, your low back, and your bum. And then gradually peeling up your bum, low back, back rib, shoulder blades, and arms. You might pause And then slowly and gently, arms and shoulder blades, back ribs, low back, and bun. Just like that, peeling up. Feel each section of your back taking its turn, peeling up from the bottom to the top, curling down from the top to the bottom. Just like that. Using this movement to let your back reset itself, help massage out sticky spots. It feels like there are whole areas that are stuck. Move very kindly around them. If they're actually fused, don't force it. In fact, don't force it. Don't force it in any case, really. All right, the next time that you curl down, stay there. Draw the knees into your chest. Take happy baby. Knees wide, hold behind the thighs or walk the hands up the shins. And rock gently in your happy baby. Bring the knees in. Excuse me. From here, place your hands lightly on your knees, and the knees will go around, traveling together in circles. Use this movement also as if it's intended to massage your low back and your sacrum. You can go the other way. If there are areas that feel a little more sticky or tender, move especially gently in and around those areas. Sometimes there are spots that will feel like, oh, like the pressure is really, really nice. Notice that too. And back to center. Touch the feet down, flat to the mat. Heel toe your feet mat width. And take gentle windshield wipers side to side. Taking your time. Return to center. Walk your feet in a little closer to each other. Bring your right knee to your chest. And take circles with the right knee in the air. The hips can rock, that's fine. Circle the other way. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh for a moment. And we'll approach our hip stretch by first rocking the shin. So reach with both hands for the crossed over leg. I like my right hand near the knee and the other hand on the ankle or the foot. Hold wherever it works for you. And start to rock your shin side to side. I'm feeling very grateful right now that we're not that we're in this little alcove because the wind's kind of kicked up. Kind of blustery out there. And then release and relax. Now the other leg, bring the knee in, make circles. Any size circle, you can rock as well. Reverse direction. And then rock, rest and cross. Again, I'm all mushed up in my mouth. Your left ankle over your right thigh, and then reach for the shin with both hands. Left hand right near the knee and right hand near the foot, rocking. And then when you're ready, unwind that leg, come back over to leg number one, bring the right knee in, hold on to turn the knee out to the side and hold on to the shin like we did before in that rocking movement. And then find a good position where you get a little stretch in the right buttock area, right outer hip. And you might stay there. You might rock a little and move if that feels good. If you want, the bottom leg can stretch out so it looks like sleeping pigeon. See what feels better for your body. Sometimes the hip stretch works out better with the bottom knee bent. Other times it's lovely with the leg straighter. Gently unwind, release that leg, and let it move around any way it wants to. The leg that was just in the hip stretch, it can bend, it can straighten, it can be close or far. When you're ready, bring the other leg in and start with both hands on the leg position. Find, through rocking and moving, a sweet spot where you get that hip stretch, left outer hip, buttock area. When you're ready, either stay here, work in stillness, or stretch the bottom leg out long. Breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Just like that. When you're ready, unwind and move this leg around. Bending, straightening, circling, any way it wants to go. And touch your feet down. Knees bent, feet flat. And from here, bring both knees into the chest. Oh, whoops. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Thanks, guys. From your rocking position, take a twist of your choice. Bring the knees over to one side. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can lie down for your twist if you want. I sat up so I could see what was happening. So as you lie down, find your own twist. Maybe it's both knees going to one side. Maybe it's legs crossed or one knee bent, one leg straight. And take a few deep breaths in your twist. Excuse me, I'm dusty. Take another breath or two. Gently make your way to the other side. Your choice of twist. Cultivate a deep breath, especially into the side of the ribs and the chest and the upper back, that whole side, the upper chest, the shoulder, the armpit even, the side that's facing the ceiling more. On an exhale, return to center with the knees fairly close to the chest and the arms out wide. Take your knees side to side without them fully touching. So even if the legs want to touch down, don't let them rest on the sides. And see how it feels to curl in a little more into a fetal pose, as if your knees wanted to get as close to the arm as possible as the knees go to each side. And see what your back likes as you come through center. Does it feel good if you press your low back really actively into your mat? Does it feel better if you kind of relax that a bit and let the curve be in your low back? Is it helpful if you're engaging the abdominal muscles, whether you're pressing or not pressing your low back? Find what works for your body today. Take 2 more trips to each side. And when those are complete, touch your feet down on your mat. Heel toe your feet wide apart. Take windshield wipers, a little more spacious now as the knees go side to side. The wider the feet, the more space for the thigh bones to rotate. And then when your knees are over on the right, stay there for a little while. If you want, you can cross your right ankle over your left thigh. If your back's troubling you today or your knees, maybe leave out the crossed leg piece. You might reach the left arm overhead, see how that feels. Does it give you a bit of extra length on the left side of your torso? If you like it, keep it. If your body's like, oh, hell no, then there's no need to do that. You don't have to force it. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Gently unwind and change sides. Knees tip over to the left. If you're crossing, the left ankle comes over to the right thigh near the knee. If you're reaching, it's the right arm that goes overhead to give the right side extra length. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Take a few more breaths just like that. When you are ready, return to center. Walk the feet back in. Take a moment to stretch your whole body out, nice and long. Reach, lengthen, maybe squeeze the muscles and let it go. Bend your knees and now take a moment where you're curled up into a very compact little ball, bringing the knees in. If it feels nice to lift your head, you could add that. It's not mandatory, but just for a little bit of contrast, curling in and squeezing here. Very gently lower your head, release your legs, and get comfortable to rest in Savasana. Arrange your body the way you would like it to be so that you're as comfortable as possible. The legs might be draped over something straight or bent. Arms at a comfortable distance so the shoulders are free to relax. Let the breath flow gently in and out. Let your toes, feet, and ankles relax. Let the calves, the knees, and the thighs relax. Let the gluteal muscles, the hips, and the low back uncoil. Let the mid back relax and the upper back spread out. Let the hands, the fingers, the palms, the wrists relax. Let the forearms, the elbows, and the upper arms rest. Let the shoulders melt toward the earth in relaxation. Swallow and relax the throat and the nape of the neck. Relax the jaw, the tongue. Let the cheeks relax. Let the eyelids and the eyes relax. Let the eyebrows and the forehead relax. Let all of the scalp muscles relax. And gently follow the rhythm of the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting the body rest. Taking a moment to thank your body for bringing you this far for practicing today. Take a few more gentle breaths. Slowly and gently roll over to one side. We're working on our masterclass practices of being able to relax while while there are lots of things happening outside. Sometimes it's like the carnival and the craziness is happening inside. Usually that's what we're working with. Sometimes it's both. When you're ready, you'll stretch, yawn, rock over to one side. And press up to a seated position. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower your chin. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be strong. And most of all, right now, may you be resilient. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Anne.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us on a very interesting day.
Yes.
We had kids come through. There was like, they were bouncing basketballs, like they're doing their thing. And we're just trying to be kind of under the radar here. Take care, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Bye, Anne. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.